What's up, everybody? Unrested here with a new unrested sign and a new little sign right there. My finger points to it perfectly. Guys, I want to go ahead and just start this video off by saying, yeah, I got a resounding yes with bringing JFAQ back. And for those of you who don't know or have just started watching the channel, JFAQ was my very first show I ever started here. My very first playlist ever. If you go check the very bottom of my front page of my channel, at the bottom there's about 275 videos of JFAQ, Japan's frequently asked questions. And it was anything and everything about Japan. A little bit of weird stuff mixed in there too, just like side projects and stuff like that. But for this main thing, the main idea behind it was answering very common questions, and sometimes not so common, nonetheless very good questions about Japan. And that was everything from getting a job here to what's nabe like, to eat nabe, can I make shabu shabu at my house, all kinds of stuff. And I want to bring the show back after I did a little questionnaire about it with a video in the past called JFAQ Reboot. And I would like to bring it back by making this video one in which I ask you, what would you like to know about Japan? Now, there's going to be some people, of course, who are going to write, how do I get to Japan? I'm going to ignore that question because Google exists. But there is some stuff, and even Google will not answer it, or I will say there is some stuff out there on the internet, but it is outdated, it is obsolete, it is no longer congruent with current and modern day Japan. I read quite a few of those websites when I got out here. Actually, before I got out here, I should say. And it kind of led me astray a little bit. It led me to thinking some stuff about Japan that just wasn't true by the time I got out here. So, what would you like to have answered about Japan? What is your most current question? It doesn't have to be about living here. It can just be about visiting. It can just be a very simple, small question. The first ones that I'm going to do no matter what are definitely I'm going to redo the dark side of Japan, because that's a really hot topic, and a lot of laws have changed around some of the stuff I talked about in that video a long time ago. And it's my most watched video of all time, so got to pay homage to that one. That one gave me a huge start at the beginning, a bunch of people subscribing just because of that video. And if you go back and look at the video right now, I mean, it was filmed on a pretty crap camera. I barely had any money for a camera back then, I remember. So what I would like to do is start off first with that one. While I'm working on that one, I'd like to let questions build up here on this video that I'm making right now. That will give me kind of a source to go to every time. I can just look at my video manager, click on this video, open up the comments, and see a giant list of things that I can choose from. Try to think about things that are less common. For example, I guess, how is it rude to use your chopsticks? A lot of people know a lot of the most common ways in which it's rude, such as like sticking it in your rice and making it look like incense at a funeral. But, ask some deeper questions. Ask some ones that are not asked in the 275 JFAQs from the past, or go through the ones in the past, look through them, and ask if they need to be updated. If you find one in there you're like, that was really interesting when you covered Nantoka Nantoka, can you cover it again? For example, I want to redo Yakuza one, because actually Yakuza have really kind of fallen into kind of a recession themselves. They've gotten into a gray area where they're not so popular in Japan anymore, and the police crack down on them pretty hard these days, so they don't get away with too much. A lot has changed about them in the almost 8 years that I have been here. No, I guess almost 9 years. Wow. So that's what I want to do. I want to open this up as a general forum for you to place your question here. I will be using this video as a source to go back to for giant lists. If this video has been up here even for a long time, if you look at the date at which it's posted and it's still been a very long time, don't worry, post your question anyway. I'm going to come back to this video over and over and again looking at your questions, because you guys gave me my start with that show. You guys gave me all my questions that started off my channel. I can't thank you enough. So since I can't thank you enough, I will at least try to thank you by making more JFAQ videos. Until next time, I'm Unrested. If you like what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good one.